Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Be 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. I'm Ahmed Olad Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the only place where you get the best of the best cryptocurrency event out of the space. Yes, good news, good news. The US government shutdown is about to come to an end because we have what? The vote now favors the government to end the shutdown with 60 to 40 bills. But what has this got to do with the cryptocurrency market? Like even before the news yesterday, I told you guys the market has now activated a buy and we could push back to around 112 to 116. But what do we need to do with our portfolio this morning? We are going to discuss that on the show this morning. And for those of you asking me for the link of where the challenge is going on, please and please, the links are down in the description and make sure you click the right one. We have the Discord and the Telegram link where you can partake in what is going on. All right, without wasting our time, you can see what is really going on with BTC right now. BTC is trading at 105,000 US dollars after we hit about 107,700. And if you watched the show yesterday, I told you the worst case scenario is we're going to get to 107, between 107 and 109, but the perfect place I feel we are going to hit will be around 112,000 after we activated the buy yesterday, and that is a great news. But before we dive into the show this morning, let's take a look at some of the news that are making waves so we can know how we are going to handle our portfolio this morning. And also, if you've not joined the community, please, you can join the community. It's Instacash trading community. It's free of charge for signals and some of the educational content you will be getting. And right now I'm sharing the link on the platform now. In case you want that, you can check it out now. Join the live now. And also for the challenge, if you want to join the challenge as well, we have the link for the challenge also on Telegram, and you can be part of that. I'm going to drop a video later today to show the progress. I think we're about 60% or 70% growth so far that we started on Friday, and I'm still going to share that with you. Like I told you, everything is going to be transparent, no hidden agenda. We just want to build together, join the live now, and grow together, and that is what the challenge is all about. And shout out to our sponsor Blofin for sponsoring the challenge. And like I said, if you want to trade using Blofin account as well or Blofin exchange, you might want to use my link. The links are down in the description. All right, I haven't said that. Let's dive right into today's show and see what is going on. And also, if you're just joining for the first time, please and please do not forget to turn on your notification bell, subscribe, like, and share the video so the algorithm can push us forward and a lot of people can see what we are doing on this great platform. So the US Senate passes the bill yesterday, and it favored the end of the government shutdown with 60 to 40 vote, and I think that is great news for investors, for retailers, and even for spot traders, because we could see things now start getting back to normal. And remember, we've not seen a lot of data coming out in a long time. Now that the US government has opened back or will be opened back, definitely we're going to see those data coming out, and we're going to see how bad or good things have gone within the space of 40 days that they've been off, and we can know what to do about that. But what is going on with BTC? BTC has now surpasses 105,000 US dollars as crypto market now stabilized, and I feel like we might see the market pushing up from here. But like I said, remember, it's not certain we're still going to break the all-time high if the bull run is over, but we are just going to do what we're going to push back a little bit to 0.783 fib or 0.681. But yesterday we got a good entry, and you can see it's been moving nicely, even though we're seeing a kind of pushback. But you don't need to be scared, because the entry was around 104,385 thereabout, and now stop loss will be around 99,000 if we break that floor. So I feel like we're going to push ahead. If there is any other, or we're going to see any downturn, definitely we are going to see the signal, and we use that to leave the market. So you can see the 105 is holding, and also over 61% of institutional plans to now boost crypto exposure, despite this the black swan we experienced like a month plus ago. You remember on Friday when the market crashed from 103,000 to 102 thereabout. So we are seeing at least people are coming in and the adoption is growing gradually. But the mistake I don't want us to make, and I keep saying this, I said it in the community yesterday, that do not get carried away with the reversal or with the pullback, because if you look at the structure is still what? It's still giving us the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So even this buy that we have right now is just pushing us back until we break above 116,000. That's when we can say, okay, the bull is 100% back. But if you don't break above it, the market can push all the way to 116 and still sell off back, because it's creating the lower low, the lower high, the lower low, the lower high. So, but like I told you, since 15K that we're riding the bull run, we always have retracement movement like that. The same thing with this bear market. If at all we're in bear market, we'll definitely be seeing some retracement, about maybe 5%, 3%, 10% every day, and that we can add it together to what we are doing. All right, with the institution planning to boost the crypto now, I do not know if the bull run will eventually now kick back and the 4-year cycle will not be as we've planned it as. But like me, I told you the 4-year cycle has been playing out for the past 3 or 4 cycles. Now we need to understand one thing: if we don't have this cycle, we should not be surprised. Why? Because ETF is really doing a lot. Whenever you see ETF dropping down, we normally see the market dumping, and when you see the ETF inflow climbing up again, the market always appreciates. So what does that mean? It means that the institutions are the one controlling the narrative, this bull cycle. So now, if they are the one doing it and they don't want to buy the idea of 4-year cycle, that might be the end of the 4-year cycle, and the market will just be trading like the normal forex trading, the commodities trading, stock trading, whereby we're just going to have the market going up and down and be experiencing correction at a time or at a point in time once in a while. So we need to be very careful with that. And speaking of ETF, you can now see that US spot ETFs, when it comes to ETH, is now facing stagnant growth. Why? Because I feel like the narrative for altcoin season is not really playing well with Wall Street, and I'm going to explain why. Why we have Solana ETF approved, nothing really matters. Even when we were having a lot of launch pads on Solana, we have so much gains compared to when the ETF is being approved. So it shows that this Wall Street, the big banks, the big boys, they are not really interested in all these narratives when it comes to altcoins. They are just interested in Bitcoin, you understand? So we need to see, like I said, if we do not have altcoin season this bull run, I'm not going to be surprised, because what actually pushed the Bitcoin bull run season, it was the ETF. Without the ETF, maybe Bitcoin will still be trading around 30K, 40K, thereabouts. But when we had the ETF, the market started shooting up, and the exposure was there. But now altcoins, we've seen Solana ETF, we've seen XRP, we've seen ADA, we've seen Doge, but yet nothing is really happening from them because the Wall Street are not uh, they are not that interested. But now look at what is happening with Solana. Solana tops inflow as altcoin season index signal possible recovery. And not only that, you can see that even A*Dex buyback jumps about 50% to 7.5k per minute. That is really interesting. And if you look at the chart, take a look at A*Dex. Yesterday I told you guys, please and please don't buy A*Dex A*Dex yet. Why? Because we have the signal, but we do not have confirmation yet. So if you don't have the confirmation, I do not see the reason why we need to jump into the market. And you can see that is why we put the yellow dots there, so you can know that it's just a signal but no confirmation yet. Until we have a confirmation like we saw with BTC yesterday, and I think ETH as well. Do we have, yeah, we have confirmation for ETH yesterday as well. Then that is when we're going to jump on A*Dex back. But you know, everyone has been talking about Zcash and it's been blowing up on the internet. And now this is another good news. Another whales buy about 30 million worth of Zcash on Binance after about 28 million liquidation floors reset the market. You know, like I said yesterday, Zcash is a good project. It's been there for years. People think it's new. But what did I tell you yesterday? I said, please don't buy it yet. The same thing I told you about BNB when it crossed above 100,000, no, 1,000 to 1,350. I said, please don't put your money here. Why? Because there's one thing you need to understand. When the market is going parabolic and you do not join it from the bottom, from the middle, it's not always good to buy it at the top, because when you buy it at the top, they will use it to cash out, liquidate a lot of people out there, now use the money to buy back at a very cheap rate. So I always tell you, please don't buy. You can see on the chart right now, it's still dropping from about 700 and how much was that? About $750. Now it's trading at 480. So you can see yesterday I told you stay away from A*Dex, and you can see it's still showing the red signal. Until we have a proper structure to get back into the market, that is when we are going to buy A*Dex. So those are things that are making waves on the radar this morning. Altcoins, they're bringing a little bit, but we do not have confirmation for them yet. Only Bitcoin gave us a signal to get back into the market, and Ethereum, and we're going to take a look at that later on the show. Without wasting our time, let's now check what is really going on with the event of the day. Now that the US government shutdown is coming to an end, I feel like all those data will start coming out back, and we will now know how the whole thing is going to play out. But for today, we have bank holiday, so there's nothing we're going to get both in the US and in Canada and in part of Europe, like in France. Only we're going to get some data coming out from Great Britain, what's it called, Europe, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. So those are things we are going to be getting for today. But for US and some part of the European Union, we are not going to be receiving any data. So that means tomorrow is going to be very important when it comes to the economy calendar. All right, let's take a look at what the cryptocurrency market cap is now looking like when we gained some momentum yesterday. You can see we have now moved up from 3.4 trillion US dollars. Now we are sitting at 3.639 trillion US dollars, and close to 200 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours. And you can see it shows that the little movement we got has really shown a significant what will I call a contribution to the cryptocurrency market cap. But look at the trending token. Zcash is still part of it, and it has now dropped 26%. Imagine you put your money in it. Let's say you're even using 10x. Do you know how much you would have lost by now? Even though you're using 10x, your account is blown already. Let's say you're using 20x, it's blown already. Except even though you are using 5x, your account is gone already if you are a perpetual trader. So you need to always be careful when you see all this market pumping. Make sure you're logged into this channel, because over here we dissect the charts, we take a look at the opportunities, and we go in only when the opportunity presents itself. So what are the trending tokens this morning? We can see Uniswap is part of it with about 21.6% in the last 24 hours. Firo is part of it, and Zcash also is part of the trending token, having dropped about 26.5% in the last 24 hours. And if you look at the top gainers, you can see them right away. So Lisk, we saw Avicii, and also Firo is part of the top gainers. All right, let's quickly check the top 10 cryptocurrency and see if there is anyone that has overthrown themselves from the rank. And you can see we all know Bitcoin is the king, so Bitcoin is still sitting at the number 1 spot. Ethereum at number 2, Theta at number 3, XRP is now at number 4, YBNB is down to number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC is a stable coin as well, is sitting at number 7, Lido Stake at number 8, Tron at number 9, and we can see the only meme coin maintaining top 10 for a couple of months, or let's say, yeah, a couple of months, is still Dogecoin, sitting at number 10. The likes of Cardona and all the rest, Chainlink, Hyperliquid, they are now below top 10. And if you're interested in knowing where the project you're holding on to, the projects are sitting on the cryptocurrency market ranking, you might want to check that out on on CoinGecko.com. So that's that regarding the cryptocurrency market. Let's now dive into the chart analysis to see what the US government shutdown ending will really means to the market, and how we can do it, how we can trade or put our portfolio in order. And like I told you, remember, most of all these analyses are for investors and spot traders. If you're not an investor, you're not a spot trader, if you're a perpetual trader, derivative trader, whereby you do leverage like futures or options, you can join the community. The links are down in the description, where you get signal daily and also get educational content all for free. All right, let's dive into the chart, and we're going to start with the Bitcoin. And if you look at BTC right now, yesterday I told you Bitcoin is a buy, yes, and it's still maintaining that stand. You can see I still leave it on green. BTC is now a buy because of the breakout we saw on the daily time frame yesterday. So we can still maintain our buy. Remember, our stop loss is going to be around 99,000. So I don't think this is just going to drop down and break 99 right now. I feel like we're still going to push gradually, slowly but surely, to around maybe 109. We've already hit our first target, which is 107,700 exactly. We hit about 107,500. The next place I'm targeting now should be around 109, 110, and the max I think we're going to go, if we're still going to come down a little bit, will be around 112,000. But this is crypto, and this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose, as trading is very risky. So BTC is still a buy with what we are seeing on the fortune teller, which is the chart. We can still hold on to our buy. And let's take a look at some altcoins. With Ethereum, I told you yesterday Ethereum is a buy at 3,400 thereabout. So Ethereum is still a buy as well. You can hold on to your Ethereum position. Ethereum is still a buy. Let's take a look at Link. Link is not a buy. Please stay away from it. Let's take a look at chain AAVE. AAV also, it's not a buy. Stay away from there. And why? Because you can see the buying zone here. They did not drop down to the buying zone. Either they did not even break the structure. So it's like we are in between. And when you are in between, you don't need to make any decisions. Just wait for it to break the structure or drop into the buying zone. All right, let's take a look at Solana. Solana has dropped into a buying zone and has given us a buy structure. So we can still buy Solana right now with our stop loss at $145. Let's take a look at B&B. B&B has been a buy for some time, but we saw a retracement drop down into the buying zone again. So if you missed the buy before, this is a great opportunity for you to get back on B&B. So B&B, it's actually a buy now with our stop loss at 850. So we need to see if it's going to break 850 or it's going to create a structure to tell us to leave the market. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin is a buy, and that one happened yesterday when we broke above $100. So stop loss for Litecoin will be around $80. So if you miss the entry, you can still get into LTC right now because Litecoin is still a buy. Let's take a look at SUI. SUI is not a buy, stay away from it. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX is not a buy, stay away from it. Let's take a look at ADA, which is Cardona, not a buy as well, stay away from it. What about XRP? XRP gave us a signal but no confirmation yet, and like I said on this show, we do not gamble it, we face the music the way it's been been given us. So right now we don't have a breakout, it didn't drop down to buying zone, it's just moving within the space. So XRP is not a buy, please stay away from XRP as well. Let's take a look at Ton token. Ton coin also is not a buy, please stay away from Ton coin. Let's take a look at Acerdex. I told you Acerdex gave us a structure yesterday but no confirmation, so we need to wait until we have confirmation for Acerdex as well. Let's take a look at Pump. What's Pump.fun? Pump.fun gave us a buy yesterday with what? With a structure, but now we need to wait for it to finish above here. But if you're in a trade already for Pump Fund, it's actually a good buy. Let's just see if it's going to break below 0.003352. What about Ondo? Ondo is not a buy, stay away from it. Let's take a look at Zcash. Zcash is not a buy, please stay away from it. Yes, Zcash is money, he has done so well, but wait for your own structure to be created, then you can jump on the bandwagon. You can see what I said yesterday, the market moved to around 680, but I told you it's still not a buy because you could see we have what we call kicker. So the moment we saw that kicker, we know that we need a structure to get back into the market or for the market to break above the all-time high. So Zcash is not a buy, please stay away from it. If you have any altcoins you want me to take a look at, you might comment down in the comment section, or you can DM me so I can add them to the list and analyze the token for you. All right, let's take a look at meme coin. But if you're still watching the show till now, please subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always get the content as we drop it immediately. Also, you can follow me on X, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on TikTok and on Instagram to get more of the juicy content that I have for you. All right, now let's check what the meme tokens are looking like. But for a couple of months now, meme tokens, they've been mirroring the altcoin. So whatever most of them are doing is what you see the meme coins are doing, and you can see it with Dogecoin right now. Dogecoin also is not a buy, we need it to drop into this buying zone or break above the structure, so stay away from Dogecoin. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, the same thing, stay away from it, but let us put the buying zone on it as well so we know the proper buying zone we are waiting for. So we'll be waiting for Shiba Inu to drop into that zone. If it drops into that zone, yes, we know we're going to take a buy, or we'll wait for it to break above 0.0112. All right, let's take a look at Pepe. Pepe also is the same thing, is not a buy, stay away from it. Let's take a look at Popcat. Popcat is not a buy, stay away from it. Let's take a look at Trump. Trump token has been a buy. If you remember, I gave you Trump token at $6. I said you should buy at $6. Went to around, I think, $10 yesterday, but now it has dropped down to $8.3. But is it still a buy? Yes. Trump token is still a buy. Now is at break even from our entry point. So if Trump token should break 6.758 thereabout, we can now see if we're going to leave the market. But for now, Trump token is still a buy. What about Millennial token? Wow, Millennial token just break. No, it was yesterday. Yeah, so that means it broke the structure. So this is a great one. But the problem now with Millennial token is you can see here it broke the structure that day. It didn't break above it. That's why I pulled down. This one to break the structure didn't break above it. So what do we need to do? We need to do like this and wait for the market to pull down to 0.11. But right now, Millennial token has activated a buy. I'm going to change it um, to green right now. Yes, I'm going to change it to green right now. I'm going to change it to green right now. Yeah, so you can see Millennial token has now activated the band. That was a power move yesterday. Wow, we missed this. You can see about 100% movement yesterday. That is massive. So I think if you're interested in getting into the token, I will wait for it to drop down to 0.11. But even though you buy it at this 50% drop, let me see how many drop I've seen so far from that yesterday pump. About 34%. Let's wait for 50% drop and it's going to fall into our buying zone, then we can join the movement as well. Let's take a look at Altcoin. Altcoin is not a buy. Please stay away from me. Let's take a look at Deep. Deep is a buy. I told you yesterday, and you can see it's a green. It's a buy and it's still a buy. We need to close our positions if it break below 0.4. Now let's take a look at X token. X token is not a buy yet. Yes, we broke above the structure, but we need it to continue the rally, but rather it pushed back, so stay away from it. It's not a buy yet. Let's take a look at Swam. Swam has been doing great for a couple of days and it's still a buy. We need Swam to invalidate 0.01234 before we can get back on track. And now for the bonus, for those of you telling me about gold has now activated a buy yet, but I have a little thing I'll tell you about gold. You know, I told you not to get when gold went to 4.3. That wait, let it pull down. Yes, it gave us a structure now, but when you look at this structure, it finished with a flat candle. And whenever I have a flat candle, I don't really like to take that trade. I want a week. You understand? Let's have a week, then we break above the week. So right now, yes, it's a buy, but I'll rather wait for today's candle to finish with a week before I get into the market, because this flat candle might just be the continuation of this today's candle we are seeing, and whenever it finish with a week, it might now start dumping again. But gold is actually a buy now with a structure broken above, but I just don't like it that it finished with a week. So I'll say it's 50-50. If you're comfortable with it, you might take the trade. Your stop loss is going to be below 3,900, but I'll say let us wait. Let's see if the market is going to pull down a little bit. Then we're going to have a proper week candle. Then we can use that to get in. But right now, gold also is a buy. All right, guys, that is that regarding the chart analysis on the show this morning. As you all know, you're still watching the Bitcoin and Breakfast show, and this is the only place where we trade it and we do not gamble it. If you've not subscribed to the channel Crypto Bin 101, please subscribe, like and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you always get notified when we drop the video for you to get what is going on in the crypto space all about. But we cannot end the show without knowing what the sentiment looks like. I keep telling you guys, the sentiment, they're very, very important, because if you really know what sentiment has done in this crypto space, you will never play with it, because there will be a time where the market is supposed to fall, but just because a lot of people believe we want this guy, and if that guy should take position, they're going to shoot the market to the moon. So that's why checking the sentiment is very, very important. Now, if you look at the fear and greed index, which shows the crypto market sentiment analysis, you can see we are still sitting at fear. You can see right now it's fear. Yesterday was fear, last week was extreme fear, and last one has now turned into extreme fear. And you all know, whenever the market is sitting down there at the extreme fear, that's where we start, or we need to look for entry. And you can see we've gotten some entry for some of the token, and with BTC is still about, we're going to maintain it until it breaks below let me see, until it breaks below 99,000 thereabout. Or if you have an engulfing today, because I can see the daily candle is pulling back down to our entry point. If you have an engulfing candle today and we break that engulfing candle tomorrow, yes, we might now say we should leave the market. But for now, we don't need to panic. It's still a buy. Is this what we are seeing right now is just a pullback. The market will recover back probably when we have the New York time frame, or when there is no holiday tomorrow and we get some data coming out of United States of America. All right, guys, that's what I have for you on the show this morning. My name still remain the same. I'm Oladmeji Kazeem, aka KC the Great, and thanks for joining me on the live show this morning. I'll catch you tomorrow again on another wonderful packed episode of this great show, the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Please stay out of trouble, trade well, and remember, it's not how many trade you take, but how much profit you make is what matters. Until I catch you tomorrow, it's peace out.